Hello, everyone. This is a message to Minister Farrakhan and the nation. Minister Farrakhan, I think very highly of you. You're one of the, I believe, truer teachers of God in the world today. I listen to a lot of these preachers and all, and when religion becomes watered down and caters to the ungodly power structure, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. True religion is always supposed to be fighting the ungodly power structure and teaching people to keep a society in good balance and as humane as possible and as godly as possible. And the Lord came over me, and this is why you see this cross back here. The Lord has came over me to write a holy book to teach one humane truth unto God, because this Illuminati, the one over here, which I've heard you talk about, the eye up top, and I explain in other videos how this eye comes about, but it comes about because of ungodliness, man's inhumane behavior. And the start of man's inhumane behavior is secular religion, because secular religion is the product of evil. People by their natural ungodly ways divide themselves, and then they war, and then they oppress each other economically. So if you want to say the devil loves secular religion because it causes war and human suffering. And at the rate things keep going, the more and more secular religion in the world there is, eventually religion will all but dissolve, and you'll have more antichrists taking over the world. So I teach one humane truth. Jesus, most people don't realize why Jesus is the Messiah. He was the only Messiah to ever walk the face of this earth, because he was the only sinless humanitarian to walk the face of this earth. God the Father has never been seen. God the Father is like the air. He's everywhere, but you can't see him. And I believe, Master Farrakhan Muhammad, I believe he was a great man, but according to all the holy books, he wasn't God in the flesh. And the same with Elijah Muhammad. I believe he was also a great man who saw the light of the true teachings of God. And, the Jesus that most of this world learns about is a Jesus that's watered down by the power structure. Because what happens when ungodly leaders get hold of religion is they water it down so they can control the masses. So that the true revolutionary Jesus isn't taught. And in this, I look at some of these preachers on TV, T.D. Jakes, Fred Price, who else? Joyce Myers, there's Kenneth Copeland, there's quite a few of them. There's Todd Kuntz with his financial solutions. That's gutter religion. And you're one of the few people who I see speak about God who actually has the courage to speak against this power structure. And I do it in this Illuminati religion because God wants one humane truth unto God. And I read all the holy books. I read the Quran, Bible. I read the Gita also. The Gita is the Hindu Bible. And that came about before Jesus. And Hinduism, they've secularized it too. There's many different Hindu beliefs out there. But there's a humane truth if you understand their holy book. It's a humane truth to worship one God, the same God we all worship, Allah, Jehovah, no matter what you call him, he's the same God. And to get people to behave in a good way, a good humane way, because the European collapse, the American collapse, economically, if you understand the ungodly nature of leaders, if you understand the ungodly nature of that eye that sits in that Illuminati with an eye, that evil Illuminati, he would gladly plan it. He's always looking to plan an economic collapse. He's no different than Pharaoh back in the days of Egypt. And it's getting people to see the need to be humane and truly worship God. And the Lord gave me I call it an honor because he's gave me great knowledge to try to unify the people under one truth in God, so that they don't fight. Because the value of a man and the value of a woman is, do they worship God, and how humane they can be. What do they do to better this world? What do they do to make this a more humane, just, fair world? So, in secular religion, the more religion secularized, the more confusion and the more war it causes. And this is what allows atheism to take over the world. Now, we may disagree a little bit on, the Lord gave me this about homosexuality. He does put true homosexuals in the world. But he says, Darren, you're here to make everybody as godly as possible. He says, you're not here to stone them to death. You don't want to push them out more into the pagan world, because they're going to that's only going to lead to more social destruction. He says, that's between, God let me know that's between him and them. Just try to teach them to be monogamous and be as holy as they can be. So this is what the Lord has given me. I invite you to check out my website, www.illuminati.church.org. And like I said, this is about bringing one humane truth under God to the world, to stop this one world order from taking hold. Because I see a lot of these stars and these people that are making that triangle with their hands, and they're making these devil signs, and they're all worshiping the money, and they don't realize they're just different levels of slaves under the eye. You got your brown nosing class of slaves, which tend to sit up top, and they're treated pretty well, so they don't mind the eye too much, because they have all their poor servants underneath. So being they're not down here on the bottom suffering, they kind of like to go along with the status quo. And people like you've been ostracized because you speak out against the power structure. And most people don't understand in their naivety that a lot of times the people ostracized are ostracized only because they speak out against evil. So I invite you and your people, to check out this website, and if you can, become Illuminati. Have a good day.